looked when he came to Jesus in the night? Describe for me, if you had to give a police a description of this suspect, what would you say? Let's try to imagine Nicodemus. A big coat, yes. Do you think Nicodemus could afford a very nice big coat?
Yes.
Ah, yes. If you've seen the movies, they sometimes show you what those Pharisees wore. A big black gown with a long drapery on that gown, which had some Hebrew sewn there. Uh-huh. What else? How else could we describe Nicodemus? It was to indicate to other people, this one is a holy man. I am a holy man. I wear this very holy garment. Sure. What about Nicodemus's face? What would you suspect his face looked like?
He had a respectable beard.
Yes, a very respectable beard. Uh-huh. And probably the color of his hair was what? If he was an older man? Gray. Yeah, okay. So now we can picture this big important man wearing the black robe with the nice holy tassels, the respectable beard, probably white hair. If there is anybody we could picture in the entire world who was able to come to God, that would be the picture of the man. This man, think of his pedigree. Think about all the rules he had followed in his life up till that point. To be a Pharisee, you were very strict. You followed the law as carefully as you possibly could. How many rules did they have? Was it like 217, I think? Some of them from the books of Moses, but some of them they had just invented, so the man could be extra holy. They had all these traditions they had piled up on top of Scripture. And if you ask Nicodemus, have you obeyed the law of God? He would say, I have obeyed it to my utmost. And here he is presenting himself to Jesus. He says, even I have identified you as the one who is from God. So now tell me, what am I to do? And Jesus says to him, you must what? You must be born again. You have to start over. He looked at Nicodemus's nice gown. He looked at Nicodemus's tassels. He looked at Nicodemus's respectable beard. He saw in Nicodemus's heart all those times he had obeyed the laws of Moses, how he had carefully pursued God his whole life, how he was a teacher of teachers. Oh, it was a wonderful pedigree. And you know what? Jesus said, that's rubbish. Paul will say the same thing. We know Paul was also a Pharisee. And he was a Pharisee of Pharisees, he said. And yet, at the end of the day, he said, all of this is rubbish. How do we enter the kingdom of heaven? We enter it as infants.
With nothing.
Yes. With nothing. Right? What did Job say? Naked I came from my mother.